Flames, he calling out names, breaking big time games. Title on the line, who's really that great? He talk move by move, plus the move backstage. You could be a day one or a first time fan. He gon' pull you in with the way he plans. Every joke, every rant, every bold recap. Got my head nodding like a crowd clap chant. When that theme hit, I know I'm locked in. Phone down, brain on, let the show begin. This my spot when the day feels rough. That one voice saying you belong with us. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. L.Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang it, the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. When I say race to, you say wrestling. Race to wrestling. When I say L-Dot, you say Sky. L-Dot, Sky. We can't stop. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. L-Dot, Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang it, the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. L.Sky. We racing now. Let's go! Yeah. Turn your volume up. L.Sky. We racing now. Let's go! Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. L.Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang, hear the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. New week, new heat. I'm tuned in. Front seat. From the bell to the backseat beef. He break it all down, make a car feel deep. Storylines twist, I can't miss that talk. Champ runs upsets, every heel turn shock. From legends in the ring to the kids on the block. We all tuned in when it's L.Sky. Yeah. Long drives, late nights, keep me wired. Laughs, hot takes, got the group chat fired. I feel backstage while I walk my route, like I'm right there live when the lights go out. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. L.Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang it, the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. From the indie halls to the big show flames. He calling out names, breaking big time games.
Scott Free is going live.
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
People, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Race to Wrestling podcast. I am your host himself, L.Scott. You see the name on the screen. No, you don't. You don't even see it up there. People, on today's episode, I'm going to get it up there, though. On today's episode, I promise I'm not going to hold you. What we're going to do this SmackDown preview like I got on the... Well, you can't see that yet. I'm going to put it on the screen in a minute, but we going to dive right into this Race to Wrestling thing, get this thing popping. Today, all we're going to really much do, we're going to cover the... let me make sure I got my background. Yeah, I got that going. All we're going to do, we're going to do a SmackDown... where you at? Sorry, that wrong thing. We're going to do a SmackDown preview. Wrong thing again. We're going to do a SmackDown preview, and we're going to discuss what's going to be on the SmackDown. And we're going to do it in a continuation from the earlier week show that we did. We did a Raw recap. What was that, Tuesday? It was a pretty good show. I had a really good time in there. We had a couple of detractors that like to come in every week and talk about it. But what we're trying to do over here, we're trying to build a little platform, a place where people can come and we can have a conversation about wrestling without all the outside noise of the world. I want people to leave their politics at home, leave your MAGA, leave your Democrats, leave that at home. I don't care if you're an AKA, I don't care if you're a KKK. I don't really care at all. If you can be respectful and stay on topic and actually stay to the topic of wrestling, then you are all right with me. Again, I appreciate the people showing up. I cannot see the chat room just yet, but I will in a minute. I'm giving people time to come on in, and to hit their like button as they enter People over here, I'm a very animated young man, but I do love the sport of wrestling. I do consider it to be a sport. People, the continuation from Monday's show, I'm going to talk about a few things. The only thing outside of SmackDown preview tonight that I'm going to do is, like I said, it was a couple of things. Like one, let's just dive right into SmackDown and then what we do, because I ain't gonna be here long today. We don't have much time before SmackDown comes on, so I'm not gonna be here long today. So I want to get it in, get it out, get it over with. To be honest with you guys, before I get started, I honestly didn't even feel the desire to do it earlier today because wrestling is just. I'm still struggling from Monday's show. I don't know about you guys. It was such a cluster F. I can't cuss because this channel really be blocking me. But it was such a cluster because, like, I get it for the people who love Punk. Now, for me, I tell people all the time, CM Punk came along in an era where I stopped watching wrestling. I was on the heels of the Attitude Era, and I kind of stepped away when that ruthless aggression came in. I didn't care, but it was boring. So I didn't see a lot of Punk's, trajectory to the top. Being that I didn't see it, I'm not that connected to him. Now, do I have a problem? No. Does he cut naturally? When I say natural, he cut natural promos. He comes off very natural. So I have no problem with him at all. I guess for me, my only conjecture for him is that you've lived off of the name of, full time is the best time. You and John Cena, two people, we full timers. We gonna do it for the business. We do it for the love. We never letting it go. And then both of you, as of now, John Cena did it first. Now you doing it. You're basically becoming a hypocrite somewhat to the people, allegedly. I don't know. I'm not that historian when it comes to CM Punk's career, so I don't know. All I know, they were like, he's hurt people and the babies are crying. I don't care. All that I know is this. I said this on Tuesday, and I'll say it again today on Friday. If CM Punk is ready to wrestle Cody Rhodes, then I don't care. Even if Cody turns heel, I still don't care. If CM Punk beats Cody, I don't care. You've backed us into a corner to the point to where it really doesn't matter. If you're going to keep giving us this, I said this before, and I meant to say this before I even get on Roman and Seth. I don't care about that one either. So look, I don't mind Roman having the belt. That's only because Roman's still entertaining. When Roman does it, I think he does a good mix, and he gets he's like Rey Mysterio. He gets a pass because of his health. But if he didn't have health issues, I have just as many issues with him. Like I said, could he be there more? He probably could, but great excuse. But to him, wrestling Seth Rollins does nothing for me, and I've been preaching this type of stuff for a while because I say the same thing about the women's division. No one cares to see EO and regurgitation of EO and then Rhea, then Liam, and then Alexa Bliss, then EO, then Leah, then Rhea. It's going to be the same thing. And there's no progression, it seems like, of anyone else, Now, I get it. And before I get started, that sparked something in me. Miss Jada Parker, I was having an argument with Miss Desi Pooh, my daughter. Is Desi Pooh in here today? I don't even know if she in here or not. If she in here, I'm going to talk to her. I don't even know if she in here. I ain't even seen the comment section yet. I had an argument with my daughter the other day, and we ain't gonna say argument, a disagreement, that she says that Jada Parker just unfortunately isn't good enough to be at the top of the food chain. I disagree. Jada Parker is a natural actress. Yes, I said it. She's gorgeous. You can't take that away from her. She's very believable in the ring. So I ain't pulling for her to beat up on Natty and then go straight to the main roster. I'm pulling for her. I think she should come in and be Jay's girlfriend. I'm sorry. I think we should do it. What's going on, Big Steel? I appreciate you for showing up today, Pimpin'. What's going on? Hold on. What's up with the Street Profits? I talked about that Savage on Tuesday, but I'll talk about it again. The Street Profits got crapped on. My daughter seems to think maybe Montez is, they dropped it because Bianca's ready to have the baby. But I was like, I don't care. And not say I don't care about the baby. That's not what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me explain before I sound like I'm insensitive. Well, the reason why I say I don't care is because of this. Then that means that Bianca's close to delivering. And they knew it when they put the titles on them that she was close to delivering. So which means if you knew you was going to drop it because she was going to have the baby, then y'all had no intentions on keeping the belts on them long anyway. See, I always keep saying this. They got overshadowed Monday night by the whole Sami Zayn thing. But I was appalled for the Street Profits. Again, Sami has at least been allowed to be a part of major storylines, bloodlines. He's been Intercontinental belt, U.S. title. He was able to beat Gunther. He's had his run. So, yes, am I upset for him? Yeah, well, yeah, okay. On the surface, yeah, I get it. I think he looks unhoused. So he doesn't work for me. But that's just me. I did like the angry him though. This angry when him after the show, that was really good. But for me, the Street Profit, it bothered my spirit so bad because I know, and I know you know, that those guys are getting crapped on. And I said this the other day. I said the Street Profits, it's unfortunate that those brothers got one promo as title holders, and they had to have even another guy in the ring with them to take half of their stage time then. It just bothers me. But anyways, somebody said, what else did somebody say? Haven't watched WWE in a few months. You ain't missed nothing in a few months either. What was that? Dorado, I think that's what he says. Can't tell it. What he said, put the bet on. You know what? At this point, I always say, people, I'm not an LA Knight fan, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with you. Say, put it on him, especially after that one hell of a promo he cut on Monday. Y'all got to get him his props. And again, I am not a LA Knight fan, but he cut one major promo. And I said, put it on Fire 2. Hey, they could have been put it on Fire 2. I don't know why they didn't want to do it. For me, you know what it is? I do know why they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it because those guys don't fit the look that they don't want. Look, let's just go and be honest. This is the portion of Race to Wrestling where we're going to talk a little bit about race. Okay? Now, for the people who are non-black and you feel offended by this, I promise you I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just trying to give you an insight to the experience of black people. And it's unfortunate, and even in wrestling, these guys, when they can't just go in there and be talented, they have to deal with the politics of things. And this is that section. And I've been saying this for the longest. If you do not give black people enough time to be on the screen at all, they're never going to be able to evolve into major megastars. So you can't have a major megastar of anything if they don't get major mic time. See, it's a lot to ask of a person to go in cold. Like, I don't have stage time. Classic example. I did stand-up. I tell people I did stand-up for 12 years. And did pretty well at stand-up. Really funny. Had a good time at it. Now, if I was, and I've been thinking about getting back on stage again, just for shits and giggles. And, but I know the first time I get up there, it's going to go horribly bad. The whole world changed. Everything's different. I just know you have to have stage time. Same thing goes for wrestlers. They need mic time. They need time to figure out if the character that they're using is actually going to work or not work. They need time to see how fans react to them in different cities, to see if it's not just one city or if it's something that actually is something that they can take and run with. You never know. What they done here is they do the exact opposite. What we do is we throw them out there cold, and then they go out there and they don't perform and say, that's why we didn't give him a shot. He didn't perform. Wait a minute. You mean we didn't all see Seth Rollins out there bombing Monday night until LA Knight stepped up and gave him a jolt of energy. And this is from a Uso fan. And then you ruin it. But now I should be LA Knight versus Seth Rollins after that promo they cut. It shouldn't be Seth Rollins versus Roman. Because for one, Seth Rollins ain't did nothing to earn a title shot. I get it. He never dropped it. That's fine. Get back in line. Do something to earn it. You ain't did that yet. Yeah, he was just yapping. I did not like that at all. I agree. What's that dude, Danhausen? I'm so sick and tired of that dude. Look, let me ask you this. How is it that you can't find time to give Montez Ford, the man who obviously is animated, just as animated Trick Williams, if not more, you can't find a 3-minute segment for him to get some screen time to get comfortable talking, so if you ever give him a singles run, he'll be comfortable stepping in. You didn't give him none of that, but Danhausen every week can seem to get some stage time. No, that tells me you don't want them. I swear, I agree with you. He built his own group and just sat there and fought for months on end. You built that stupid group together? And I know he didn't, but you get what I'm saying. On paper, that's what it looks like. I'll just say this before I get into the show. Let me get into the show. I ain't gonna be here long. I'm gonna be to the top. First things first, let me say this. Again, shout out to Jade. Her wrestle skills. We watched for 2 years them dog that woman's wrestle skills. Shout out to Jade. I've been watching some of her matches lately. I keep on highlighting it. Jade is progressing very well. Her character's coming along very well. Get that girl her props. Let's see if they give her the same push now that she's coming into her own. See, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all too. For everybody who said the WWE hitched their wagon to her and was ready to roll with it, y'all obviously don't understand how W supremacy works. W supremacy will actually literally. Let me tell you something. This is the only non-wrestling I'm going to teach y'all something today. They learned in the 1960s, you do not attack black people openly, you make martyrs. You put people down, you make martyrs, they're going to talk about them for the rest of their life. What you do is, you get in front of the story and you take it. So I'm gonna bring it back to Jade. So what they do to Jade is you see AEW, she's getting a lot of airtime. People are talking about, oh, she's that bitch. And then you said, man, this girl making all of our little flaky girls over here look weak. We got to get on the roster. Why? So we can crash her out. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with that because she held the title. She been for Highline. She did all those things. But did y'all all agree she was missing something? Y'all said it over and over again. She just doesn't have it. Doesn't work for me. She's missing something. Something like she looks good, but she doesn't pull it all off. You want to know why they were highlighting it in? Let's see. Now that her wrestling skills getting better. Let's see what 6 months from now looks like for Jade. Let's see if she starts falling down the card. Now, why are you restricting my what's her name? 10 minutes. Why you say you're doing that? For what? Before. Now, again, they do me this all the time. I don't know what they hit me with a restriction again. I don't know what I did, people. I can promise you this. As y'all can see, I've said nothing out of the way. I haven't even cussed today, but they literally have hit me with restrictions again. It's amazing to me. It's amazing how they don't want me to do. Can y'all explain to me why they don't want me to do well? Don't we just have a good time? Oh, I get it. We're having conversations they don't like for me to have. I get it. Never mind. Moving back on to wrestling. So let's get back to it. Let me say this real quick before we go. I like the fact that they taking Tonga or whatever his name, Tonga, not the tall one, but the other one, Tonga. I'm glad that they got him and Finn going against each other. It looks like it's coming. The reason why I say that is because Finn is his character with love. Let me say this stuff with love, since they like to say I'm bullying. I don't know who I'm bullying, but with love. Finn has gotten stale, and then Tonga, he hasn't had a chance to shine. And he keeps saying he's closing books. So if he's closing books, he's ready to go out here and do his thug thuzzle. So I want to see what happens. Let's see if they give them enough stage time, see if they can inject any energy into there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they said they don't like the Street Profits either. So, but I say that about them. That's the only thing I want to say about that. But let me go ahead. I'm gonna say the main topic. I'm gonna say the main topic of Trick and Carmelo to the end. But I'm not gonna hold y'all long. Let's get the small stuff out the way so we can do from there. Again, as I can see today, they're gonna say I'm bullying, but I promise you guys, I'm the anti-bully. I'm the one who wants everybody to sit here with love. I started the show talking like that, but they said no. Anyways, so here we go. Next thing's up. First thing's up here. So y'all do realize probably the War Raiders is taking the belts tonight, right? It does it's about wondering why the characters work in Apollo. Oh, you know why it didn't work? Because okay, well, let me say this real quick and then I'm going to address this War Raiders thing. The reason why some characters work that have certain personas and then other ones are not allowed to have certain personas is because, well, I honestly, I'm scared to even say it today. So let me just stay off of that. Let me just stick to SmackDown. I can't even answer your question. They coming for me today. So what do they even call R-Truth and Priest tag team? I don't even know what they call it. This up here, something up here, but the War Raiders is taking the title tonight because I think they're ready to take what's name and move him down to AAA permanently. So if he's gonna be on AAA, watch they drop the titles tonight. I'm gonna go and say Nostradamus. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm gonna think tonight if it's a title versus title match tonight. So I don't know which belts. Wait a minute, which belts do the War Raiders got? Hold on, what belts do they got? I can't even see it. Can someone tell me what belts the War Raiders got? Oh, is that what that is? What is? Oh, well, what is? Oh, wow. What is that? Just glad. Me too. I'm glad you took it over too, but I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't CM Punk this time. Oh, they got the AAA belts. Oh, okay. So that means yes. Well, I don't know. That changes things now because I see what's name's ready to go down to AAA. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're ready to put the titles on? They may be ready to take the belts off of War Raiders then. That may be what's ready to happen. I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to AAA to even know. I already spoke about Finn versus Tonga. Sammy's segment. I actually am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to Sammy's thing because I'm with you guys. I don't think Sammy is that dude. I think he's a mid-card at best. I say it every week. But one thing I will tell you is that his crash out that he did over there on after the show the other night. Now that worked for me. Hit the blind button. Shut a lie. They're gonna mess me up today. They already told me I can't share it no more. So they not allowing me to share, so y'all gonna have to share it. They're not even gonna recommend it no more. Because I want to see where he goes with this. I want to see if he can take this character and run with it and do something with it. Because at this point, Sammy is that dude over there. That's what they trying to make him. Let's see if he can carry it. Only way I can see it right now, Sammy has to go straight heel. He has to straight up go heel. He gonna have to do something like go wild and go crazy on somebody. That's what he gonna have to do. And I don't know if he got it in him. The crash out he did the other day was cool, but I don't know if he has it in him. But anyway, that's all I can say to that. Pierce remains in charge because they are trying to get Gunther out of the way. Oh, I heard Kevin Owens broke his neck. He won't never coming back. So is he coming back? Is he cleared? Is that what he's saying? You know what, Mac, when you say about Solo, that makes me angry about Solo too, because Solo is one of the most talented guys they have on their roster. But for some odd reason, the talented guys, they can't, let's just be honest. Solo don't get no airtime. The Street Profits don't get no airtime. You want to know why these guys can't get no airtime? It's because they're flooding all the airtime, especially on Raw, with a whole bunch of Vision stuff. Everything got to be raced around the Vision. And if it ain't around the Vision, they're giving us a girl match. And it's like, we don't have time. SmackDown is like literally a whole bunch of, it's like, SmackDown is like a house show now. I always call it purgatory, but it's like a house show. When you get into SmackDown, when you get on there, all that's happening is they get on there, they do the house show stuff, they have random matches for no reason, and then you move on. I don't really, it's just, they're not trying to do nothing over there. But I agree with you, Solo should be there. I definitely agree. But I also heard that, like I said, I heard Kevin Owens' neck was gone. And he couldn't pop back from that. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. So hopefully, and like I said, I'm not a Kevin Owens fan at all, but I never want to see somebody hit their neck broke. You know what? We talked about that whiskey about Montez getting a singles run, and I have to go with my daughter on that. Nope, don't give it to him. Not WWE. If they can't seem to get it right in the tag team at all, how do you think his solo run gonna go? If Montez Ford did all that damage he did in that Elimination Chamber a few years ago, and everybody said he's on the uptake, and then nobody did anything with him, what do you think they're gonna do with that man? If they have had Obafemi, who was a #1 hit, you couldn't mess Obafemi up, but somehow, some way, they figured out how to mess Obafemi up. Trick Williams. Matter of fact, I keep wanting to talk about the Trick Williams versus the Carmelo thing, and I'm gonna get there because that bothers me. But anyways, I digress. Let's keep going. Big Jim and Fatu. What are they doing with Jimmy and Fatu? What's going on? I don't even know what's going on with Fatu and Jimmy. I just know that Jimmy kicks LA Knight and Fatu come and protect him. I don't know what they got going on over there. But my whole thing is like this. It looked like it was going to be something between all of the bloodline, Solo and everything else with Roman. And then all of a sudden, after the pay-per-view, here comes Seth jumping in the mix. Which again, I probably, you just like me, you're thinking to yourself, what, why? Why now? And I get, but SummerSlam's coming up. So you trying to tell me you don't think Oba versus Roman would have been a SummerSlam worthy match? Get out of here. You know it would have. They can't use the excuse they needed a big name for SummerSlam. They can't use that. They had the big name staring them in the face. You let him win the King of the Ring. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to have Sami Zayn win the title for 9 days. If you just want to bring Punk back, why didn't you just have Punk come back 9 days ago and then start setting up the beef between him and Cody? I don't care for that, but at least give them some airtime to build off of. Remember, he told Cody before he left to get on them roids that he was like, I'll see you in the future. So we all knew it was coming. That makes more sense than him just popping up at the back of the garage on a random Chicago street. Whiskey? No, he ain't. And I'm not just saying he shouldn't be the next big star. I think he should be, but he ain't gonna be. They're not gonna allow him to be. Obafemi is somebody said it best. Obafemi is he is your new Ahmed Johnson with a better mic skills. That's all they're gonna treat him like. Triple H is running this thing. What are you talking about? Triple H don't like niggas? He turns all the black guys into spectacles. Have y'all not noticed that? Every black guy is a gimmick. Spectacle. Let's go be a spectacle. Be a spectacle. Be a spectacle. But when it's time to go win gold, then nobody wins gold. He is the best wrestler. He is one of the best wrestlers in WWE. I'm not knocking him. See, Whiskey, you knew here. That's what it sounded like. You knew it. Okay, this is how it works. For all my people in the back, hit the like button, shut the light. This is how it works. We use black bodies to entertain us. You are to jump in the ring, be the junkyard dog, beat Coco, be well. Come out here, Godfather with the pimpin' and the hoe. See how they did? Trick Williams coming out with Lil Yachty now. He's a gimmick. Obafemi comes to the ring, stumping to the ring. He's almost a gimmick. He is that dude. I love him. Have no issues with him. I think Oba's a star. But what I'm telling you is that they're going to find a way to diminish the fire that he put out in WrestleMania. They've already stifled it some. It's going to get stifled some more. And the only reason why that's happening is it's because of one thing and one thing only. They don't want certain guys to make it there. Trick Williams, again, did y'all want to know why Trick, Mello, Keys, Solo, even, I'm going to throw them honorary Negroes in there, Solo, the Tongas, Ricky Saints, all of the people who got melanin in them, all on SmackDown. The Street Profits just left SmackDown. They were on there for months, years. They put them in the match with Division and then took the titles off of them. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised they let Brock win too. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. All of a sudden they did that, and then you're gonna say, huh? But be honest with you, I don't like trilogy matches, especially when you have an old and young guy. You know why I don't like it like this? Because if they do it like they're supposed to, Oba's going to win. But the problem is, I know that. So do I care? No. So if Oba goes to SummerSlam and he wins, okay, that's what I expected. Great. You didn't give me no surprise. See, let's go deeper now. I'm cooking now. Let's cook. Let's go a little deeper. Wrestling, and I'm gonna address what you said about them being money. Wrestling has the potential to be something amazing, but they're stuck in this repetitive cycle of doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm in the mindset that if you want Brock Lesnar versus Oba to wrestle, I don't need to know what's going to happen. If I know what's going to happen, it's not fun anymore. And wrestling is like that now. We know when everything's coming. I need to not know when it's coming. I'll give you a class example. When Roman beat Cody, finishing the story, and they said, oh, I just knew Cody was going to win, Roman won. You see how everybody was shocked. When Lesnar ended the streak, oh my God, they ended the streak. You see how you do that? You have to do that so often. You got to keep people on their toes. Classic example. Remember when TV shows back in the 80s and the 90s? Now, I always, on my other podcasts, I'm always bigging up the 80s and the 90s because that was when life was better. But I will tell you one thing that has gotten better in later films and special and television shows that we didn't have before. Take you back to the 80s. Remember when the 18 came on TV? I knew that B.A. Baracus and Face Man and them, I knew every episode who won't go pass away and who was going to pass away. Because nobody on the 18 passed away ever. So you know when they got them dead to rights and then, we ready to get them. I said, ain't not going to happen. That's the 18. But then fast forward today, you got shows like, they had shows like The Walking Dead. When they get some of the main characters, you be like, oh, Game of Thrones. Oh, nobody's safe. See, that's more enjoyable. Wrestling is still stuck in the 80s like the 18. We still know Hannibal and Face Man ain't going nowhere. Murdoch ain't going nowhere. Why? Because they don't take away those people. That model of TV is over now. I remember the Heat of the Night, boring show. I couldn't stand Heat of the Night. And it was in Chicago. They're chanting the name. Punk, CM. Punk, like, we all know what's ready to happen. What's going on, Pim? So what I'm trying to tell people is that with wrestling at this point now, we can give you 80,000 different storylines, but what we need it to be, we need to get to a point to where people just are not, I keep saying this. Since you have a pre-show and all this other good jazz, you have to not tell them who's winning. They need to authentically go out there and be weird, like they don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Seth or Roman or not. I really don't know. And let them talk from that point of view. That way you'll get the authentic feelings. They'll tell you Roman should win it if you use this, but I think Seth, you'll get more authentic. You get more authenticity this way. But this whole model, even down to the matches itself, aren't y'all tired of watching referee turns his back or referee is knocked down, the person grabs the belt, the person hits them between the legs, classic example. I've had my testicles hit before I've had it. It's hurt. It hurts very badly. It does. You know what it doesn't do though, especially if I have like my titles on the line? You hitting me in my low blow does not consist of you laying on top of me and I don't know how to lift my arms. I appreciate you for joining the club. I encourage others to join the fan club. I appreciate you. So what I say to that is that the storyline doesn't make sense anymore. It's boring. I've seen it before. I've seen this stuff. Reason why Eddie Guerrero was so amazing is because he brought new entertaining things. What new way is Eddie gonna lie, cheat, and steal to win the day? That's why we loved him. But this whole new thing, oh, we're just gonna replicate the past. Now Dom's gonna lie, cheat. No, Dom needs his own thing. We need new innovation. The world should not be relying on old things anymore. When did we get so stifled in this world? When did we stop being innovative? When did we stop wanting to create something new? Remember, there was no The Rock before The Rock. So the next big thing that we see, I expect it to look nothing. I shouldn't be able to tell you what it looks like when it's coming. If Oba Femi is 28 years old and Brock, I think, said they got his title for the first time at 25, then Oba should have been able to go straight through and take Roman out with force. I'm not saying this is the way I would wrote it, but I'm saying, where is this storyline at? Where's the shocker? Where did we get that? We don't get any of that. Anyways, I digress. Again, I don't care nothing about Punk winning the belt. I feel just like everybody else. Who cares? I don't. Let me talk about this Trick versus Melo thing, and then I'm gonna get my patoot out of here. They ain't gonna hold y'all up today. We're gonna keep this thing moving as quick as we can. I appreciate you guys for coming in, though. But let me say this first. Let me say this. So I say this all the time about Trick, and I say this all the time. He's a CM Hogan. And I say this all the time about Melo. Y'all gave us Trick. Y'all said Carmelo Hayes is a superstar in NXT. And when he got the call up, they said, and the #1 draft pick goes to Carmelo Hayes. He's him. Never miss. That's what you told me. He was so good you did that. You said, Cody, I know you just won the belt, but put that thing out here. Let's test that. And then take your man to the limit. That's what they showed us. Trick Williams, the man who held down 2 brands, was good enough to do it. Their rivalry on NXT was must-see TV for the people who loved NXT. Now you want to tell me a couple of weeks ago, y'all just randomly, for no reason, decided y'all was going to make Trick and Carmelo wrestle on a SmackDown, and now have them wrestle on a SmackDown again, a non-title match, of course, because now you're trying to build up Trick versus Melo. I don't care. Why? Because you just showed it to me on a random SmackDown. Did the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan ever lock up on a random SmackDown? No. You want to know why? That devalues the rivalry. So if you wanted these two to wrestle, you should have never let Sammy beat Carmelo Hayes before WrestleMania. Especially after you had Melo versus Rick. I don't care nothing about it. You can't devalue the match and then think we gonna care. So now, what they're gonna do is, these two are gonna wrestle at SummerSlam. And I'm gonna say, who cares? I don't care. I don't. Why? Because you told me not to. That's all I want people to say is that let's do right by these guys. Again, for people who say, yo, you crazy, this person's gonna be a star. How are they gonna be a star? They find out a way to crash them out every time. You said Breaker, what about Breaker? Hey, I don't have a problem with, let Braun Breaker do it. I don't care, I like Braun. Why do so many people get Braun Breaker such a hard way to go? I like Braun Breaker. People are like, oh, he can't do it. No, Braun's cool. I like Braun. Braun's intense. He makes wrestling look real, other than when he punches sometimes. Sometimes people are like, oh, stop that. What'd you say? You said Netflix wanted to be champ. Look, you know what I don't do either, too? I respect Vince McMahon in this right. Vince McMahon will say this, you're not going to tell me the outcomes of my matches in my business. I think that's what it sounds like with Triple H. And they be like, oh, ESPN wanted this, Netflix wanted it. No. Vince McMahon would have told all of y'all to blow me. You're not telling me what to do with my business. And I'm telling you, you wouldn't. And I know a lot of people are like, well, they just money grab and stuff. No. You don't crash out the business that has a 40, almost 50-year legacy. This has almost been a 50-year legacy of WWE. And see, when people do that, they're going to keep trying to make money off that. You don't make money for 2-3 years and then move on. No. Something's at play. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, but I just say like this. I just think when Trick versus Melo, I don't like the fact, because I'm telling you, I know that somebody said something there. Trick definitely, you said Trick definitely winning tonight. No, they'll probably let Melo win tonight. It's a non-title match. Whoever said that on YouTube. It's a non-title match. So if there's a non-title match, they're going to let Melo win tonight. And then Trick's going to be mad. And then they're going to set them up for SummerSlam, and I don't care. What somebody said about Leo Rush? What did somebody say, Leo? That dude is funny to me. What did they say about Leo? I missed that comment. I saw somebody say something about Leo. Leo, I'm going to tell you, that if he was a man, that move, that little look he got now would be so much better if he was a little bit bigger. I hate he's so little. That's the only thing I don't like. I hate he's so little, but he's got something special going there. I don't even know who is that Enzo? Is you talking about? Oh no, you talking about the Enzo guy or whatever? I don't remember his name. I heard they're bringing Big Cass back, which I don't know why anybody cares. And then I heard they were bringing, what's my man named Baldhead? He used to play football. I heard they bringing him back. What's his name? What's his name? God, what is his name? I can't think of it. But they always bring back people we don't care nothing about. You sound like for Trick Williams to go to. They're not gonna let Trick in the bloodline. His personality doesn't fit. To me, this is just to me. This is my personal conjecture. Putting some Trick Williams in a group like the bloodline, you diminish. He's a leader. He's an alpha. You don't put an alpha underneath another alpha. To be honest with you, that's why Fatu don't make no sense. Fatu can be respectful and say, I'm gonna be under my tribal chief. But he pretty much became Roman's henchman at this point. That's totally different. Like Jay right now, I don't think Jay's supposed to be sold totally on board. But he's respecting his tribal chief. That's different. Leo Rush is one of the wrestlers that actually keeps it going. Does he really be? So he acts like that all the time, huh? You know what? They're not going to give Javon a run for a reason. Javon's not going to get a run for a specific reason. They're going to just use the excuse. And I always say this for Javon. Javon had all the hype coming in. But as soon as they hyped him up, y'all notice as soon as he got hyped, they gave all of the potential accolades to people like Ethan Page. He's now up for the title. Rusev is up for going to be in that picture. They show y'all the Joe Hendrick. All these people are the people who are going to be the Intercontinental. Penta, Dragon Lee. These are your people that are going to be in that section. Javon really is actually out of position at this point. He has nowhere to go. Like, who they're going to put him in a one-on-one match with, because they're not going to let him wrestle Penta for the title. And if they do, go and scratch it up, he's going to catch an L. And if he do win it, just remember this. Look, I want people to understand that when I say that they crash out black wrestlers, doesn't mean they're never going to win the title. That's not what that means. Crashing out a wrestler means this. You keep them from their potential. So, like, let's just use Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, yeah, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to go down in history. People bring him up, oh, what about Bobby Lashley? Yeah, but Bobby Lashley's ceiling is way lower than what it should have been. Shelton Benjamin, let's just be honest, the man was a freaking nature. This is amazing. This man's ceiling should have been way higher, but it won't be. So what people don't understand, even though they'll have titles, even though they United States title, maybe the heavyweight belt, maybe the WWE title, maybe you may win it, but even Javon, just say Javon wrestles Penta at SummerSlam randomly and wins. Yeah, he's no more than a transitional champ at best. They're not going to put any wheels behind him. Meaning, he's not going to win it, go on a nice run, have an actual opponent that he beats. Like him and Penta not going to go back and forth. And then in 2 or 3 matches later, he prevails over Penta. And then he goes into another feud with someone else and may drop the title. But then in a few months or 6 months or a year, he's up for the title again and he wins it again. That's what a wrestler like a Seth Rollins' career looks like. Where he can get the belt, have it for an extended amount of time, have multiple rivalries. So that way you can say, you remember when Seth Rollins was wrestling Roman? Or you remember when Seth Rollins was going against Punk? He has multiple people. You can't say to Jey Uso he was a boring champion when he had no one to wrestle. Honestly, I even say it for Cody. You can't say Cody is a horrible person or he was a horrible champ when they really gave him no one to wrestle. And I agree with you. He's boring. He's stale right now. But they gave him no one to wrestle. Granted, yes, they threw Drew at him. Okay. I'm not saying he didn't wrestle. He didn't have a memorable rivalry. You needed Rock, Triple H. You need a DX versus The Nation. You needed Stone Cold versus the Hart Founder. You need that to be somebody. Trick Williams don't have that. Javon, damn sure ain't got that. Oprah, it's got one. They're giving him Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is still 50. I know he's not 50. He's almost 50. He has noodle legs at this point. I'm not bullying TikTok. I love Brock Lesnar. I'm a fan. What I'm saying is we are living off of old rivalries, old people, and you're not making it to where these young guys can come out and be studs and be able to be the future. Most overrated wrestlers ever. What do you... Okay, so Rusty said Booker T, Kofi, Javon, Lashley, most overrated wrestlers ever. Now, first things first, let's address what the faceless Rusties had to say. Now, let's say this. But first of all, I want to say, too, I don't like to go back and forth with people in this space because this is a very sensitive live. For some reason, TikTok likes to get me. So now I'm going to keep it as polite as I possibly can, but let's go through it. First and foremost, we can't talk about Javon because Javon is at the beginning of his career. So we can't talk about being overrated because let's see how his career play out. Okay, that's like saying that Marty Jannetty was going to be better than Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels was a little chubbier in '89. No, we got to give this man time to get his career. Granted, Booker T, I've talked about him a million times. Booker T career got stifled, got held, got stopped all in one feud. Triple H is the person who pumed his career. We can argue about it all day long. Kofi Kingston, let's just say this. First things first, Kofi Kingston is not my favorite wrestler to be a WWE champion. But Kofi Kingston was very entertaining. Kofi Kingston has memorable moments. You can't say Kofi Kingston in the ring wasn't one of the pound-for-pound best wrestlers that we ever had. Overrated makes no sense. You know what made him overrated? When you make him lose in 3.2 seconds to Brock Lesnar, that's what makes him overrated, and you don't give him a return match. You don't make it match competitive. You make the Big Show and Floyd Mayweather have a real fight, but you let him go do that to Kofi. You let Rey Mysterio beat the Big Show, but you let him do that. No, you wanted his career to be derailed. Bobby Lashley is Brock Lesnar without Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar would have been a generic Goldberg if he had never gotten Paul Heyman. Just my conjecture. So if you wasn't here at the beginning, Rusty, I'm going to have to say to you, you're telling me the positions that each one of these guys was put in, and I'm saying to you, put them in a different position, you may have gotten a different outcome. Because we can nitpick every wrestler. You would say overrated. Would we not say Hulk Hogan was overrated when his leg dropped? Would we not have said Andre the Giant was overrated? He just was big for no reason? Couldn't talk? Do we need to say if some of these other wrestlers can't wrestle? Kevin Nash said himself, I got 3 moves. Is he not overrated? No, everyone has a deficiency. Everyone has an attribute. What I don't get into is the fact of this. Black wrestlers don't get mic time. If you explain to me why these guys are underrated, can you show me the mic time Javon gets? Because he's a new guy. He can speak for himself. He comes out, he's just bouncy. He wrestles them, I always say it every week, he wrestles the Grande Americanos every week that we don't know who they are. Yeah, he's been put in the position to win. Can someone please show me the Javon treatment that Chad Gables is getting right now? Chad Gables is getting a storyline. They're giving Chad Gables a storyline. Why? Because they see something in Chad Gables. Now, do I have a problem with Chad Gables? No. Do you want to give him one? Great. Let it have at it. I have no issues with it. Don't tell me how Javon just isn't good enough. Don't tell me that Montez just is boring when every spot he's put in is meant to be boring. Because I can tell you like this, coming out gyrating on the security, I don't see the love in that. Okay, so you're saying what makes Chad Gable have earned his? And I agree with he has earned it. So what hasn't Montez done to not earn it? And I'll wait for that, Isaac, because I'm not disagreeing. Chad Gables has earned it, but what has Montez not done to earn it? And remember, before you make your statement, who controls the booking controls who earns, who don't earn. Because that's what I look at. I don't have a problem per se with Seth Rollins or CM Punk or any of the other people. I have a problem with booking who keeps putting them in position. Go watch the TV show Heels. I remember the show Heels. Heels was a really good show. I hate Netflix canceled it. Heels was a really good show. But it shows you when ownership, the person at the top wants to write a storyline, that's what's going to happen. How many times have you seen this show? There's a guy on there named Rooster. Rooster wanted the position. They never gave him a spot. Rooster said, I have to go somewhere where I can get it. So what I want people like, I'm looking, what'd you say, Rusty? Oh, okay. So Rusty, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not even gonna address you anymore. I just gave you all of that, and you said it about being Bianca's lapdog. Him and Bianca don't even associate on the show. We know about them outside of it. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and say miss me with that one. So matter of fact, no, I don't, Rusty, I'm gonna tell you, I don't like the energy, brother. Because when we have these types of conversations, I can see good and bad in all the people. But if you're gonna just make a blanket statement that's really that was a troll statement that you just made about Montez. Because Montez, if you wanted to go pound for pound against Chad Gables, let's just be honest, Chad Gables wouldn't hold a fucking candle to Montez Ford. Unless they put him in position to do so. Chad Gables' size of his head beats him from being able to be a superstar forever. Please miss me with that. When someone's a superstar, we know they're a superstar. No. See, I always hear that, Isaac, that people say things like Montez doesn't want to split from him. Let's go ahead and address what Montez Ford wants and don't want. Montez Ford can say, I don't want to split for him. They're going to turn around and tell Montez, you ever want to have a singles run? It is that moment now. If you don't want it now, you'll never get it. You think to tell me the man who said out his own mouth he wants a single run, he will say no to it? No. And if the business wanted him to be a single star, you know what they're going to tell him? Tough. You're not in that tag team with him anymore. You want to know how I know it? They put people together every day and they break people up all the time. I don't put decision-making on the wrestlers. Seth Rollins is wrestling Roman Reigns right now because the company wants Seth Rollins to be in that title shot. If they didn't, he wouldn't be there. Montez can't turn it down unless they say that, I promise you this, y'all can say that all they want to. That's saving face. That is saving face. Montez has said that. I've heard the man say out his own mouth he wants a single run. That man is not going to derail his career to sit and be out every week, not getting any stage time. Them guys go and practice. They wrestle. That man, Taylor, makes his outfits to be on that show. That man as flashy as he want to be. You ain't telling me that man said to himself, I want to sit on the bench and don't become a superstar because me and Dawkins friends. Man, y'all can miss me with that one. Keep lying to yourself. That's fine. Yeah, Seth is probably going to win. I didn't say he wasn't. Seth is probably going to win, but that's going to prove my point. Who cares? Give me something new. Hey, I'd have gave it to Grande Americana before I gave it to Chad Gable. Being honest with you, it was more entertaining. My whole thing is like this. Let's say this about Roman versus Seth. The same thing versus Cody if it's him and Punk. Where do they go after that? That's the key. See, wrestling is a continuous theater. So you're supposed to be able to build off each other. Every year should be one thing building off the next. So great. Roman beats Seth. Great. Now what do? We go right back to the storyline we had before then? Why did we derail the story for a couple of months? Just for Seth? Because Seth whining? I don't know. Seth wins the title. Great. He wins the title. Now what do we do? What are you going to have Seth do? If Seth wins the belt, what are they going to do? They're going to have Seth go where? Against Braun Breaker again? Is that what they're going to do? I don't want to see Seth wrestle Braun again. What'd you say now? You said, I think Gabby Pinto. He is. Oh, yeah, Gable's definitely going to get the title soon. Gable, they got stock. Gable's going up. Y'all say he won't win the heavyweight belt. I think I'm going to say Chad Gable will win the heavyweight belt. Will he win the WWE belt? I don't know. But he's going to at least get to if he can hold the IC belt down, Intercontinental belt down, they'll give it to him. They'll give it to him. Big head and all, they'll give it to him because they see a little Kurt Angle in him. Yeah. Well, see, I'm with you, the Dawsons. I'm with you. I don't care. When I saw Seth Rollins step out talking about Roman, I said, oh, God, here we go. I told you I didn't want to see that in my damn self. Who wants to see it again? Look, bring back Ambrose. Maybe let them beef all three together. I maybe want to see that, but that's about it. They told me that. You know what? They need to let tag team division go because they don't put no energy into it. See, when we were growing up, everybody knew the Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, with the Freebirds, Who else I'm thinking? The Steiner brothers. See, these guys actually had people, and they put energy into these guys. Having even better, let's go even deeper. Let's take even like the Intercontinental section of the like I always tell people, this is WWE, it's a hierarchy. US title, Intercontinental title, heavyweight title, WWE title. That's the hierarchy. So, but see, the Attitude Era and before, even the Intercontinental title era had superstars already there. See, when Bret Hart was just the Intercontinental champion, Bret Hart was still already a star. See, when you having people like the likes of new NXT stars and Rusev and people like that, he's like, y'all not developing your young talent, and what you're doing is you're holding on to these older guys for so long that, of course, if like this, they are one or two major injuries away from the top. That means CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, where they can't do it, to where they're gonna be scrambling, trying to put the belt on some new person and forcing them down our throat. Let's just be honest. So let's just say like this. Say if Punk and the WWE fall out again and he leaves. Say if Rollins injures himself again, which you know he's known to do. Say if Roman gets sick again, which you never know, I'm not wishing it on, but just say that happened. Say they've lost Sheamus. Say Drew is fed up and he goes to AEW. This all could happen. I'm not saying none of this could happen. With all those people just, these little spots moving, all they're gonna do is they're gonna say, okay, Braun Breaker, you're the champ now. Let's put you up there. But it's gonna be forced. It's gonna feel forced. It's not gonna be a real storyline. And I say be proactive versus doing reactive. And see, the WWE is painting themselves into the corner with all these older guys to be reactive about going forward. Oba could be a star. Oba should have did this. Oba should have beat Lesnar. This is if I was writing it. Oba wouldn't have won King of Ring. Oba would have beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Then what I would have had him do is I would have had him wrestle him again. Y'all got to go through the whole trilogy like you're doing. But the second match, he had to lose by disqualification only. He had to be cheated out of his win. This is your 28-year-old stud. You cannot let the old dude beat him straight up. That makes no sense. I know he's Brock Lesnar, but everybody has their day. You have to pass the torch. And so then what happens is, on the third one you do it, at SummerSlam, let it happen. Hell in a Cell, and they go out and perform. Now, we are already in July. Hell in the Cell will be what, August, I think, it's SummerSlam? I can't even remember when SummerSlam is, but I think it's coming. So now, after SummerSlam, you know everything now is building for the Rumble. What you do is have somebody take Oba out or do something after Lesnar. Do something where you can kind of shove him out, and then right before Royal Rumble hits, boom, even at the Rumble, I don't care. Let Oba come win the Rumble. Then what you do is, then you let him go to WrestleMania with all of that energy after he just took out Lesnar at the last Rumble, after he just beat him in the trilogy all through SummerSlam. And now all that energy is hyped up, especially if he did it with power. And then what happens? He can go off to WrestleMania. That's a build. You just built him up for something. No, what they do with him, let's make him go beat up on the guy in security. Let's go make him beat up on the dude who's folding chairs. None of that stuff works. I just saying this, it can happen. Trick Williams, it's a star. I agree with everyone else. Trick needs a new finisher. I'm with you on that. Say, Booker T, get with him. We need to work on your moveset to get you there. You are already there. And I promise you, if you get that finisher, that one finisher, that people's elbow finisher, that rock bottom finisher, something that people just love, that power with Trick Williams, if you do that, put Trick in the other category. And then what you do, you put Trick Williams in a 1 year's time, Trick Williams and Obafemi in a 1 year, we're on a collision course for the WrestleMania 2028. And this is what it is, but the problem is those are two Negroes and they're not going to let that happen. And see, in the middle of all of that going on throughout the year, you got Braun Breaker still there coming. You got Fatu coming right there. Fatu, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Obafemi. These are your big dog dudes of the next generation, but they're not going to do right by. Because Montez Ford is 36 years old. If they don't get that man a shot now, it's over for him. Yes, I agree. Trick needs a power finish. Because, see, Trick is big, but he's agile, but he needs a power finish. I think for me, I said the bookends, but it's been done too many times now. Maybe the scissor kick. Now that, I think his scissor kick should be his signature. Not even the trick shot. I don't even like trick shot. Trick shot should be no more better than The Rock or Fatu them doing the Samoan drop. It'll be something like a preload to something else. He does this. Or The Rock when he does the sharpshooter. He'll pull it out every now and again, but it's not the thing that we really rely on. But I do like the scissor kick for him for the Western day. And then give him something else. Sometimes, like, I even thought maybe Farouk's power slam. Or if he can hit you with that Bradshaw clothesline from hell or something like that. Something with power. So, I mean, that's what he needs. If you get at the Trick got everything else. Put him up there. And then you got people like Solo. Solo's a star. I always say for Solo, the only thing Solo needs is it's just an in-ring outfit change. That's all he needs. Maybe, tighten up his muscles a little bit. That's all he needs. But other than that, I'm telling you, they have the talent. They have the personality, because like Solo is one of the most talented actors they have on the roster. But they don't want that. They don't want these guys to be stars. And again, this is not just the race guys. I don't want to make it just about race. I'm telling you, they still have other guys on the roster good. I love Braun Breaker. I do. I love Braun Breaker. Duh. I love him to death. I think Ethan Page has something. His personality, being the fact that he's so arrogant. I love that about him. Now, I think he needs to tighten up on his body a little bit, but he does. Dawkins, people hate on him. Dawkins is good. Dawkins just needs to tighten up, get a new outfit, change his persona, talk a little bit more, give me something different. He's really big. He just needs to, what he needs to do, he needs to really hit the gym, like heavy in the gym. And then take that agileness that he got with that heaviness and get out that basketball uniform and then do something. I'm telling you, he has gotten a lot better, even physique-wise. He has. I'm just saying he needs to tighten that up. And he, honestly, we keep talking about Montez, but I love the guy that we all count out. Let's give you an example. Didn't we all count Dean Ambrose out too? If you're anything like me, when I saw Seth Rollins turn on the Shield, I already knew they were going to go after Roman. I was like, man, they're going to just leave Dean Ambrose out. Dean Ambrose said, no, you're not going to leave me out. I'm going to carve my own way. I'm saying Dawkins can do the same thing. They just got to want it for him. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I digress. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, man. Share the live. Let's appreciate it. He said, yeah, I like I said, when it came to Dean, I didn't like him like that at first. I really didn't. But yeah, people, no, it's just wrestling at this point. I honestly, like I said, I almost didn't want to do it anymore because, and I keep telling my daughter, I told her starting this week coming up, I'm going to start, and I'll have more to talk about with AEW starting this week because I'm going to start watching their content. They have finally broken me. And I always told AEW this. AEW was like WCW to me. Let me tell you a quick story and I'll get out of here. I started wrestling in the 80s. I grew up, so I was in North Carolina, so I grew up on NWA, WCCW wrestling. So the Von Erichs, the Missing Link, Ric Flair, Sting, the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, the Ultimate Warrior, Dingo Warrior at the time. So I remember I grew up on all of these ones. And that going into the 90s, into the and going into the mid-90s, I had transitioned over because I got cable at home. We ain't had cable in my house before they got cable, so we got to see other people. So here comes the WWF. So now I'm seeing the Shawn Michaels and the Hart Foundation and the Razor Ramones and all of these people. And I grew up on them in the 90s. So when Hogan and them left and went to WCW, I didn't really watch. I stayed with the WWF until two things happened, and you could not deny this. It's when Sting went with the Crow look and Goldberg popped on the scene. It was like, I know you like WWF, but you better bring the other one. They're killing over here. And then you saw all of these other talented people once you got there. The Jerichos, like you say, the Malenkos, the Rey Mysterios, the Eddie Guerreros. You had people, the Booker T's. Here comes all these other stars that you didn't even know was over there like that. And so I started watching that. AEW has the opportunity to do that with me now, and I would definitely tell AEW this. You need you a Goldberg. I know they talk about MJF. I think he's a star too. I'm not talking. I think Darby's good. I know a couple of the people. I think these guys are good, but I think they're missing that one guy who comes out of nowhere. Once that dude hits the scene, with the way WWE is putting out their product now, they can put a ball on them, put a fork in them. They're gonna be done. Yeah, it's gonna be rap for them. I don't know if I'm the only one that looks at it that way, but it's just to me, you refusing. And I'm gonna tell you right now. Let's just say we all know wrestling is a good old boy sport. I know it. You know it. We all get it. But in the process of the good old boy sport, I can definitively tell you though there is a way, and you have to prioritize what's going to keep you in business. If you're anything like me, I watch a lot of these old videos about these old organizations and how they shut down. And one thing I've learned is this. The wrestling organizations that refuse to evolve, to refuse to let the fan pick their stars and try to make the star, is all the ones that became extinct. And the WWE is following the same model right now. And that's why I say, to me, this makes no sense. Vince McMahon, hate it or love him, whether he still owns the company or not right now, and I'm not going to go on that subject today, but that man made sure whatever he had to do for the business, even if he had to eat, because he ain't like niggas eat, I know he didn't, but even if he had to put one over for the time being to keep the business flow, he was going to do it. Triple H is saying, nah, I'm going to crash it out. I don't care. So, anyways, what do you say, Nation dominates Trick Williams? That would be dope. Now, that would be dope. If you did a Nation domination, you put them all in there, but you can't just leave them in there. You got to put Bianca, not just Bianca, you got to put Trinity in there too. I don't even want her with the Fatu. Put like you say, put Melo, put Trick, put Bianca, put Oba, put them all in there. That would be dope. I think that'd be fly. But anyways, I digress. Anyway, what y'all watching at? What you got in here? But they complain when we typing. No, let me see what you got in here. Let me read some of these comments. I really want to see the new stars get some more TV. Hey, I promise you like this. What's it? Jay down on YouTube. I always say that too. I say it all the time. Those young guys need airtime. If you're not going to give it to them, nothing's ever going to happen for those guys. But anyways, I digress. I do. All right, so, but anyways, anybody got anything you want to talk about before we get out of here? I'm gonna sip my tea real quick. Y'all tell me anything and then I'm gonna get out of here. It's Friday, guys. We're gonna go watch this show and be bored together. Because we know SmackDown tonight is gonna be boring. I'm sitting there looking at the list right now, thinking about I'm like, I don't care. I ain't care less about this. Like, even, I'm gonna say even too, last I'm gonna say too for me, while anybody, I'm gonna give you time to put some in the comment section. But I'll say even about Gunther. Gunther, I know he probably pissed off right now, these people. Like, man, y'all done crapped on me so hard, y'all won't give me no love. I know he's upset. But anyways, let me see. Anybody got anything else? I am excited. Okay, well, I'm always excited to see Jimmy, if they're going to finally put Jimmy in a position to do better. I always tell people, Jimmy Uso, John. Jimmy Uso is literally the best actor out of all the Usos. And they just basically made that man into a mid-card jobber. Y'all realize Jimmy can't win a singles match to save his life. Honestly, I don't like it when they always make all the tag team guys always be the jump off or something. They always got to do a splash. I don't get that. Yeah, I'm so tired of splash. Uso splash. I'm so tired of splash. Give this man something else to do. So, anyway. Why you say Gunther ain't mad? Gunther probably is mad. He got to wrestle. They got Gunther wrestling. What's not Pierce Morgan? What's the guy's name? But you know what I'm talking about, the other dude. 3 Usos. Anyway, you're good. But yeah, guys, look, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we're going to get out of here today. We're going to dive back into this thing on Monday. What do y'all want to do? Do you think we should get on here on Monday or on Tuesday after the show? Which one do you guys want to do? I can do either one. Which guys you want to do? Y'all want to get on Monday afternoon or before Raw? Or do y'all want to do like a Raw preview or a Raw recap? Whichever one y'all want to do. I'm going to go watch TNA. I'm going to go check it out. So people have been telling me that's good too. So I'm going to go check out some of these other brands. Gunther, what do you say? Sam should be. I agree. All right, I'll do a recap on Tuesday. I like to do that too. I do the same thing too, because we can do it, what's the name, but it ain't nothing gonna happen between now until Monday. So let's do Tuesday. I'll do it Tuesday. So Tuesday, we'll go around by 5 o'clock Tuesday. I'm gonna be on the East Coast time. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, I don't care nothing about that Gunther versus Nick thing. I don't care. Again, that's another boring thing that they don't throw out there that nobody care nothing else about. But anyways, I digress. So anyways, people, I appreciate my family for showing up. People, I see you on the next one. I appreciate. Hey, show up. Hit the. Let me say this before I go to it. Definitely hit the follow button. Go to YouTube. Hit 300 Radio. Let me say this before you guys go. I have a bigger platform where I put all of my content. I have multiple podcasts. We play music the whole night. I'm building out a whole platform. I love talking wrestling with my people, and I want to be able to talk more in depth with you guys without having to hold my tongue. I gotta watching my words because they keep trying to ban me on here. So if you go over to the platform called 300 Radio and the number 1, okay, put it all together. 300 Radio and the number 1, and put it on the screen. And what's going to happen is it's going to take you to the platform, and you're going to see this big, beautiful face of mine up there. If you do it right now, you'll see the live still going. And what you do is you subscribe there. Once we get enough following over on YouTube, what we can do is we can just go live there, and then we can talk that talk. I can play videos, things, all kinds of stuff. And the website will be back up soon too as well. So also, if you love the content, please definitely support the people. I come on here a couple times a week and help me grow this thing into something bigger. Because what I want to do here is I want to be able to be the platform that teaches people. I don't even gonna say teach me. I want to be able to have an authentic conversation about wrestling from a lens of black people. We have consistently been marginalized in this sport, from the wrestler itself, from the valets to the commentators. Thank God they gave Booker T, because Booker T is so entertaining, country as he is. And I want them right now, I want them to be able to be, I want to provide the space where we can all come. Black, white, blue, green, I don't even care. Just be respectful while you're in the room. I'll respect you, you respect me, we'll move on. If you want to be disrespectful, I got another podcast for that. I promise you, we can do it all day. I'll meet you where you at. But yeah, support the channel. We do Cash App, the plan. It's Cash App 300 Radio, the same thing. 300 Radio, Cash App 300 Radio. I appreciate you guys. And let's move forward. Anyway, let me get out of here. It's Friday. I forgot what I was going to say something, but I forgot what it is. I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, I'm out. Peace.